Good morning. So last night we ended up having a freeze. So the garden is currently partially covered with some tarps and blankets to keep the frost off. I think I did a pretty good job of covering them. So this morning we're just gonna uncover things, check up on the plants, see if everything that was a little frost tender survived, and see if we had any loss at all last night. So the plants that I really focused on covering last night were some of these flowers, the cosmos, some of the zinnia starts that I put in about 2 weeks ago, and they were just starting to get ready to bloom, and it looks like they're unaffected, which is great. And then these Johnny Jump Ups are super frost tolerant, and those are spreading everywhere, so those are totally fine. I covered my blueberry bush because there were starting to be some little blooms on there, and that looks pretty good. I left my green stalks completely uncovered. The marigolds look fine this morning, so I'm really not seeing any damage on those, which is great. So everything's looking good. I covered some of my herbs, really more of just precaution if the oregano gets stunted because it got too cold or something like that. So, I mean, everything's looking good. Most of the stuff behind me in this bed is frost tolerant. We have leafy greens, brassicas, kale, peas, onions, things like that in there, but I still covered it just in case. It's one of my more full garden beds, so everything looks good this morning. This week, our temperatures at night seem to be going somewhat low, a little lower than expected. Since we've been having so many warm days and evenings. So my go-to is keeping a couple fitted sheets with, the cinched corners handy, because they go over the rim of the garden beds quite easily, and they fit, corner to corner. So it kind of hugs the whole garden bed. And then I'll stick some stakes in to give a little height so that the sheet doesn't just sit on top and flatten the plants. And that kind of just makes a little bed sheet tent. Keeps some of the frost off, it keeps a little bit of the heat in. It's not a perfect system. Frost fabric would do a similar thing, but because I typically don't put a lot of my plants out so early like I am this year, I haven't really gotten a whole lot of frost fabric where I try to cover the whole garden and do a ton of protecting. I take the risk by putting some plants out early in kind of the colder month. And if I have a little bit of loss, that's kind of okay with me. That's the fun of chaos gardening before the last frost date. But I mean, we're doing pretty good right now, so I feel like there was really no loss or issues with this kind of frost that came in last night. So no issues here with any real loss. There's one or two bachelor buttons that look a little bit wimpy today, but I think with a little bit of water this morning, they'll do just fine and bounce back. So no loss, yay. I am seeing so much lemon balm and a couple other things really popping through this week. This is what lemon balm looks like when it's small, and it's coming back from last year, so there's a little burst of it here, over there, here. So it's nice to see some things still coming back and everything's still progressing as planned. It's really nice to see. So that's it, just a quick after frost check-in, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.